to another edition of Our Point of View. I'm your host, Derek Jackson, and listen, we continue to hear your voice, our point of view audience out there, and we know that we've been talking about relationships. We've had just all women shows, all men shows, and tonight we have a treat for you all. We have couples. That's right. So you fasten your seat belts. Go ahead and get your popcorn and your cheese and wine. We have some amazing couples with us tonight, and so without further ado, we're gonna turn it over to an amazing team, couple. They have an awesome couple ministry, if you will. And that's the one and only Dr. Jerry, we call him Doc Bobo, and his awesome bride, Winter, not to be summer or spring or fall. And so without further ado, Doc, Winter, let's go ahead and get started.
Awesome. Absolutely. Well, we love to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time zone you're watching this video in. And we are just pleasured and privileged to be on this platform with everyone. And so what we want to do is just let everybody know, let your hair down, relax. It's going to be really, really fun. And I'm hearing an echo again. I'm not sure what that is. Derek, are you hearing that echo, or is it just on my end?
No, it's an echo. It's probably because you and Winter computer
are so close. Okay, one second.
Let me.
Okay, so let's start it off with some volunteers. Let's introduce ourselves, and we'd like to know how you guys met and how long you've been together.
Doc, it's probably easier to call us by name the way it's on your screen, so that way you don't have all 7 couples or answering at once.
Okay, gotcha. Well, first up on my screen is the Mickles.
Okay, good evening, everybody. We are Cornelius and Cynthia Mickle. We met through the U.S. Army. We were both stationed together. He walked in my office one day and I said, let me figure this out. And so we did. We started dating. 6 months later, we got married, and we've been married now 17 years.
Wow, congratulations. All right. Next up on my screen, the Mondays.
Well, my name is Elton Monday, and this
I'm Matika Monday.
And we have been married for 19 plus years. We met at Stephen F. Austin State University, and she was on the track scholarship, and I was bowling for the university, and so that's how we end up meeting, and you know, that's what it is.
That's the story. Sticking to it. Gotcha. All right, Derek and Camilla.
Go ahead. I love it when you tell the story.
Whatever. Anyway, I am Camilla Hobson, soon to be Jackson. We've known each other since 2018. We are both Georgia state legislators, and we met at work.
Good deal. All right, I've got the Woods up next on my screen.
Hello, my friends. My name is Marlon, my wife Jessica, and we are the Woods. We've actually met 11 years ago in May at a black tie gala. I was the last to attend the gala. I was the last one there, so it was Cinderella for me. I was more like Cinderfella. And she was there, and it's funny, this is a spiritual platform, so I will speak directly to that. On my way to this particular function, the Lord spoke very clearly to me and said, your wife is there. So when you hear something like that, it creates anxiety, because now it's like, okay, now I'm looking at everybody in the room, you know, and I don't want to be doing that, you know, so, but come to find out, I didn't see her until the very end, and I was actually about to leave, and then I looked and I said, well, Lord, I guess that was, my flesh. And so, I went to leave and it was like the Red Sea parted and I saw her across the room and I said, who is that? I said, I got to meet her. So I walked up to her date and said, my friend, you have got the most beautiful woman in this entire room. Congratulations. I want to shake your hand. And she said, thank you. And then I walked away. And so.
And then he came back. And we went on a date the very next day.
On the next day. That was 1 year to, we got married the very following May. So we met in May. We got married in May in Miami 10 years ago in 2011. And we had our first child the following May after that.
Wow.
So May's our month.
May is the month.
May is the
May
month.
All right, we have next up Mr. and Mrs. Dix.
Well, great to be on the show. Thank you for allowing us to join you. We're probably the newliest weds on the couple on the chat tonight.
Okay.
We got married a little over 2 years ago in 2018, but we met in a very interesting way. It was circumstantial. We were at the governor's inauguration ball 10 years ago. We just marked that anniversary. It took me some years to get myself together. That's where you see the gap between the time that we met and the time that we got married. But we've been really happy in our early years of marriage, and we're just enjoying it and looking forward to learning and talking about our experience.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Congratulations.
All right, next up we have the Dockery.
So yeah, hello, we're the Dockeries. I'm Pastor Roy. This is Keena Dockery. We have been married for 14, going on 15 years. We've known each other for 22 years. We actually met in high school. So we dated in high school. I wouldn't even say we were high school sweethearts, but we dated in high school. We actually separated when we were in college. And then we got married when I was in the Navy. We only dated for a month when we got back together. So we started dating, and a month later, I asked her to marry me. And that was in December of 2016. So now we're going, 2006. I'm sorry, December of 2006. And yeah, so we've been married for 15 years since then, have 3 kids, have lived and moved all over the country between the military and my new career in healthcare as an executive. So, and then ministry and outreach and everything else in life. It's been fun.
Congratulations. All right, and I think we had a technical difficulty with one of our couples, but if they're able to join us back again, we'll definitely welcome them with open arms. And again, my name is Dr. Jerry M. Bobo. I say the M stand for money, but my mama said Maurice. My beautiful bride, Winter, is here with us. We've been married 6 years, known each other 7. We met kind of under, I wouldn't necessarily say strange circumstances, but Winter's mom had passed about a year prior to us meeting. And she had moved to Texas, and she came back home to Memphis to care after her father. And during that process of her caring for her father, she decided that she really didn't want to be hostage to corporate America anymore. So she began her entrepreneurial dreams, and her uncle, happens to be my father's best friend. And Winter consulted her uncle about business and entrepreneurship, and he said, I've got the perfect guy for you. He walks on water, glows in the dark when it comes to business. You need to consult with him. And I happen to be that guy.
That's
And she came, literally, she came like on a Tuesday to my home, and we talked and we discussed business. And as a psychologist and a therapist, I'm actually walking in my calling. And what I mean by that is I've always known that I would do this, right? And while we were talking about business, Insight just told me to tell her, I said, listen, all of the stuff that you're writing down on this paper, I said, I absolutely can help you with that. Not wondering about it. I said, but I believe you're here for something deeper than business. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I can't quite put my finger on it, but I believe you're here for something different than business. And I was holding a seminar in Atlanta, Georgia that Friday. And I said, what are you doing Friday? And then before she could answer it, I said, never mind, you're not doing anything Friday. I need you in Atlanta, Georgia. And she drove 5.5 hours to Atlanta, Georgia, spent that weekend with us. And we literally have been together ever since then.
Not one day apart.
Not one day. And I tell people that even though it's 6 years of marriage, I think it might be dog years because we together 24 hours a day.
Yes, nobody goes anywhere.
You got to double that up. But she is a social worker by trade, and we are just loving couples, loving people all over the planet. And so let's have a little fun. Let's jump into this thing. So my first question for everyone, tell us something that may be a little quirky about your significant other, and it's a pet peeve of yours. Something quirky they do, they say, they wear, they eat, etc. That's kind of quirky, and it's a little pet peeve of yours. I mean, it doesn't have to drive you through the roof, but you could maybe do without it. Or you kind of go, oh my God, is she doing that again? Oh my God, is he putting those sandals on with those socks again? You know, whatever that quirky thing may be.
Right.
Let's start with the Woods.
So something quirky that she does that agitates me.
That could be a little pet peevish.
Well, in dealing with me, let's see. So we have this faucet in our kitchen.
Okay.
And the faucet has it's one of those ones that do like this, and it has the sprayer, that you clean the dishes with.
Okay.
Well, the sprayer actually connects back into the faucet.
Right.
She leaves the thing hanging every time, and it unnerves me to see that thing hanging. Like, just put it back. Just babe, that's it. It not even a second. Just that's it. Like, put it back. And I don't know. You see, I'm starting to, get a rash right now. It's like, just thinking about it. It's like, just put the thing back and just put it back.
Mr. Woods, I just got a text message that said that it is connected to the sink. It's connected. You don't have to go look. Mr. Woods, what's that quirky, pet peevy little thing that he does, wears, eats, etc.?
I'm just trying to think of which one I'm actually going to share on live.
She said he got a choice of them.
So he's always cold.
Okay.
But he never wants to have clothes on. So he complains that he's cold, but I'm like, put something on. That annoys me because I'm always hot. So him turning up that temperature to 75, like right now, and it's like 70 outside, is an issue for me. So the temperature issue is definitely a pet peeve.
That is hilarious. He walking around naked talking about his airish.
Exactly.
Airish. Gotcha.
Without question, my friend. Without question.
That is hilarious. All right, let's go to the Monday.
Okay, I'll go first. My absolute pet peeve about my husband is that he will not put on lotion.
Oh, you just gonna throw me under the bus just like that? Just on Facebook. And you don't call me Ashley on Facebook.
That's all. I think somebody may have told him light-skinned people don't need lotion. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but it irks me to no end. And I think 19 years now, I think he just does it just to bother me and get under my skin. I mean, he will put on some shorts and, just knees dusted and flour. Don't even care.
But it's in the house.
Don't need no lotion.
Now, Fred, how you gonna walk around with no lotion, Fred?
Miss Winters, don't wipe your eyes over there. It's not
Oh
that
my
fun.
God.
It's not that fun. No, ma'am.
Dusted and
Brad,
plowed.
how in the world you gonna walk around with no? I mean, come on, bruh. You can't be walking around ashy. That's not what we do as alphas. You can't.
Listen.
Come on, bruh.
All right, Mr. Monday.
Oh wow.
All right,
Y'all gonna have me.
Um,
We gotta get some tissue.
I was sitting here trying to think about, because it's 19. We 19 years in, so you grow accustomed to certain things, and it's, I have a rundown list, but I think the most recent one, since it's freshly on my mind, my wife, she, I typically get up before her in the morning. She is a midwife by trade, and I am an educator, senior pastor, but she's a midwife by trade. So typically I leave the house first.
Okay.
I set my alarm. I get up.
Okay.
She sets her alarm. It blasts. And her alarm is so loud. Ma'am, it's right there in your ear. All you have to do is push the button, and she will let the alarm just blast for 45 seconds to a minute as if it's not going off. And I'm sitting here looking like, I know you're not sleeping that hard to where you don't hear. So she'll hit the snooze button, and 5 minutes later, and so if you're gonna get out the bed at 7:30, why set the alarm at 6:30 and let the thing and hit snooze for the next 45 minutes? Just set the alarm for 7. You don't disturb the dog, you disturb the neighbor's pets, and it's not, she don't have the quiet alarm. She don't have the little, the one that just kind of ease you into getting out the bed. It's just as easy as just rolling over and you'll just let it go off.
So she has, her alarm is very alarming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Gotcha,
It sound like.
All right. Well, Miss Monday, sounds like you might just be scaring the lotion off the brother. You alarm it right off of it. Okay. All right. Let's jump over to the Mickles.
Hello, everyone. I guess we're probably about the same as the Woods, where we have a issue with the temperature. So my wife is hot all the time, like all the time. So it could be like 18 degrees outside, and she got all the windows up in the room, and I'm in the bed under the covers in like a full suit, trying to keep warm. So that's our thing.
Okay, gotcha. Madam.
I go to him when I see him one day. He got a scarf on his head. He got on a full turtleneck thing. I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm sorry, I'm going through the change." He said, "Hell, I'm going through the change too." And so we just do it. So at night, I'm taking it off. I hand it to him, and he's putting it on.
Bless your heart.
And then that's how we do.
Gotcha.
That's how we do. We good. As you can see now, no sleeve, and he long sleeve all the way. So
right, okay.
But it makes
all right, Miss. What is your quirky pet peeve with him or about him?
Oh, well, I tell you, I think somewhere down the line, somebody put a little microphone in his throat.
This is where we're going.
Yeah, this is where we're going. Because when this brother starts chewing on something, I think something is in there. The sound is like, doo, doo, And I look over there and I be like, what are you eating? He'd be like, ice cream. Why? When did ice cream start making? When it start making all that noise?
Ice cream.
Like pudding. So why is it so loud? Why can't you just swallow it? It'd be like, and it drives me crazy. So now when I start seeing, if I see him pick up a cup of ice, I leave the room. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to take it. I'm not gonna be able to do, not to the whole end. I ain't gonna be able to take it all the way to the end. I just leave. So that's it. But I love him. I ain't going nowhere. But whew, I'm telling you, there's a little microphone right there.
That is hilarious.
Right there. You know.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's go to Mr. and Mrs. Dix.
All right. Well, again, we're newlyweds, so we don't have a whole lot of pet peeves that are like super driving us crazy. I think I think we're pretty good. One of the things for me is that I'm a real stickler when it comes to our dishwasher. So I feel you, Marlon, on that whole kitchen area. Like, it's just certain, things you want done the right way. And loading the dishwasher was something I'm very particular about. My wife isn't so particular about it. She can just kind of throw things in there. It'd be haphazard, but I need my cups lined up properly. I need the plates all lined up properly. I'm gonna give them a quick early rinse, and I have a whole process that she doesn't respect. And I think, this is actually the proper time to just ask you, will you please respect my process?
You've been doing the dishwasher for 2 years.
Will you please respect my process?
Yes.
Thank you.
But respect his authority on the dishwashing process.
On them dishes.
Let it go. I'll let it go. Let it go.
All right, Miss Marcia, what is your quirky pet peeve thing with the mister?
Well, when we have busy, Marlon already threw it out there, when we have busy schedules where we're talking and we're all working harder, with Zoom after Zoom after Zoom after Zoom. And so, just more getting settled for the night. It's still early, like 7 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, we pick what we're gonna watch. I'm like, I'm gonna go make some popcorn. I come back, he's asleep. He falls asleep on the couch every night, early. So I'm just like, oh, watch a movie, whatever. I'll watch whatever I want to watch now, or like I'll finish it. But going to bed early, falling asleep on the couch. Then I have to wrestle with him and I get him upstairs.
Gotcha. So you got to kind of shake him and prod him, and this is his routine. You kind of like, you don't do this. Why not just go get in the bed?
But when he comes upstairs, he's like, you left me downstairs in the cold. I'm like, I didn't leave you downstairs. You fell asleep. It's not my fault.
I like
it's not my fault.
The quirks of a newlywed couple. That's right. We'll see. We're gonna check back in with y'all in 12 to 24 months and see if it's still just the brother sleep on the couch. That's pretty good quirk to have right there. All right, let's just jump down to the Pattersons. Something quirky, pet peevish.
You go.
No, you go. Go ahead, girl. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? She want me to put myself on it. No, I'm not putting myself on it. Cutting board.
The whole cold thing. I can definitely relate.
Well, she's a total opposite though. It could be 80 degrees outside and she'll have on scarves. So she's a total opposite. She's a total opposite, man. I'm telling you.
The pet peevish, quirky.
I do know this much for a fact, if I can't mention it offhand. When something do come up that gets me, I got this thing where I sing Lord, if I find favor in anything that she does, man, that gets to me, man. I start singing that and we just start laughing. So we never get a chance to kind of like be mad, because as soon as I start singing, I can't sing. So as soon as I start singing, she be like, she just started busting up. Yeah. And so I can't really think about nothing right now that
but yeah, I would say that's it. That's a good one. He sings Tasha Cobb's like take him away, Lord.
Right.
Just
Right.
help me, Lord, right now. So he got this theme song that he sings. So yeah, that's something quirky that he does.
So that's it. So that's his cue to you
Right.
that you're doing something, and his cue to you is what's quirky about him, that he's singing and he can't sing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Have we heard from the Dockery?
Come on.
Come on, people.
Go.
Let's do it.
She consternating over here. So I'm gonna go ahead. What you got?
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can mention is that a lot of times when we are, engaging in conversation, like we're having a really nice time with people over, Roy a lot of times talks with food in his mouth. And I just like sit on the edge of my chair, like trying to swallow it for him, but it just don't go down. That's mine.
And I'm trying to swallow it.
That's all, I told her, then people need to stop asking me questions while I'm eating. It's not my fault. I'm interested in all our company want to ask me stories, but so okay, I give her that one. Now I'm just not talking to company no more. Talk to me after dinner. This ain't a dinner invitation no more, no. But so I'm a very organized kind of OCD-ish kind of person. I like things to be very organized. Like you can see my office behind me. So the one thing that drives me crazy about my wife is her purse is like a calamity of nonsense. Like random, like at one point, I think our son had been out of diapers for like a year and it was still like a diaper from like an old gold bag in there. So it's like anytime, and my wife has a tendency, and the only reason I got to go in her purse, because she has a tendency to have all of the car keys in her car. We have like three cars with 2 keys, and like the one car I want to drive, I can't find no keys to that car. So I got to go digging in the bag, and it's a scary experience when I got to go in the bag. And so I'm like, why do you got receipts from 3 years ago? Is this a new tissue, an old tissue? I don't know. And then I just handed the bag and be like, you get the keys for me because I don't want to touch it. But now she hangs them on the hook. We got plenty of hooks, or I'll just take a different car, but I'm not going in the bag.
I got you. And I'll do a little transparent moment. I think the bag thing may be kind of almost universal. I would refer to my wife's bag as the Bermuda Triangle. I'm afraid to go in it. So now she'll yell in the other room, baby, go in my purse and bring me XYZ. I simply grab the whole purse and bring it to her. Okay, I see Derek and Miss Camille. No, okay. So men, we understand the Bermuda Triangle purses, and we try to stay away from those things. So I don't want to come up missing and be like Jimmy Hoffa in her purse or something. All right, Derek, Camille, did we get you guys or y'all last? Did we say the best for last?
Ladies first, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not going to be assumptive, but how many of you all watched Good Times growing up? Okay. So, y'all know Bookman? Y'all remember Bookman?
Bookman. Yes. Bookman. Okay.
Bookman had about 100 keys, right? So, why does my beloved have like 100 keys that he carries with him every single day? I mean, every single day. Some of them are duplicate keys. Some of them he hadn't used in years. There is no earthly reason as to why he has to walk around with 100 keys every day looking like a janitor. I do not understand it. I bought him the cutest little key ring. He refuses to put it together. He walks around. I'm like, baby, all those keys are weighing your pants down. He does not care. And then when I try to touch him, I was like, can we just have a come to keys meeting? I mean, it's bad. It's bad. So that's my pet peeve. And I'm going to win. I just got to figure out what I can do to make it happen. Woo. But I can't y'all not. It's no less than 100 keys on those rings.
You know I don't have
no less than
99.
99 keys. He took one off last week. It's 99 keys. Okay. Okay,
That's a bunch of them, y'all.
that is hilarious. She went back to Bookman. I see Bookman with his gray little jumpsuit on. And oh, no. All right. Okay, she took me back. Woo!
That's
All
what's
right,
up.
come on, Derek. Talk to us.
So, listen, I have discovered, and I'm looking forward to Camilla and I walking down the aisle here in 3 months.
90 days. Well, 89 days, man.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
and so these last 16 months, I have discovered that I need to be always on the ready to kill little bitty spiders. Now, I want y'all walk with me for a second, brothers. I can be anywhere in the house, anywhere. I have to attune to her voice, because if there's a little spider, now Camilla is about 1 trillion times bigger than these little spiders. I'm talking about she can just take her stilettos, bam. Oh no. I gotta stop what I'm doing to find out what's alarming, only to learn that there's this little spider. And let me tell you, everything stopped. I mean, the world stopped spinning. I mean, y'all probably have a catastrophic weather event when Camilla discovered that there's a spider that's crossed her path.
Okay.
Just kill it. But no, I have to kill it. It's a little spider. A little spider, y'all. We are 1 trillion times bigger than this spider.
She got to call in the Terminator to terminate that threat. That's a threat, Derek.
Be my hero. See,
Camilla said she only got 2 legs. That spider got 6.
He beat me.
Your 2 plus her 2, y'all still 2 legs short. Y'all still 2 legs short. Got it. I love it. So let me ask you guys this. Did any couple hear another couple with a quirk that you could relate to as well? Like, oh, okay, I could have, maybe the heat thing, the cold thing, or maybe the alarm thing, right? So we're not all that different, right? We're not all that different. So Winter Bobo, what is a quirk that you have with your husband?
Well,
I already talked about your Bermuda Triangle.
you did, and I can relate to 2 of the couples, the cold hot thing.
Okay.
I am definitely the one that wants the air on and the fan on, and he wants to turn stuff off and not have clothes on and just not have sheets on top of him. And I'm just like, how can you sleep like that? I have to have some type of covering on me, but I cannot be hot. I have to be cool. And my husband is like, totally opposite. Just like, what's the problem? And I'm like, oh, you're not hot? No, I'm cool. I'm cool.
And she was telling me, I'm sweating. I'm not. So we discovered we're going to make an investment in this mattress. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but they've got this new mattress thing that's called a dual zone mattress. Like one person's side can be hot, another person's side can be cold. We are getting that. We're going to get that. I think it's going to help keep our home happy.
Send me the link to that website. Send me the link to that website, Doc, please.
Gotcha. It's on the way, Mr. Woods. All right, guys, let's transition a little bit. Let's talk about communication. Now, we always hear communication skills, and I think we all remember the book was really, really popular a few years back. I think it was Women Are From Venus and Men Are From Mars type of thing. And in some ways, that is very, very true. And I think we all understand that in basic communication, 2 things transpire in basic communication. There's an encode and a decode, right? There's an encoder. The encoder is the person doing the speaking. the person delivering the message. The decoder is the person listening, receiving the message. How many of you can relate to say that you have delivered a message, you encoded that message, but your significant other totally decoded it wrong? And you had to go, that's not what I said. Anybody? That's not what I meant. Is that what you heard me say? Has that taken place ever? Basically, we call it a miscommunication. That's not what I said. Or you had to say it again. You said, well, let me reword it. Has anybody experienced that?
Yes, absolutely. We have, and we do all the time. I often say that Jessica has a conversation with herself. I will say something, and I'm very descriptive about what I say. I leave no room for question.
Okay.
And so I'm very descriptive, and I'll walk you through item by item, increment by increment, plateau by plateau, to arrive to an outcome ultimately, and she will completely victimize herself, missing the entire point, and then saying I said something about her that I didn't say. And then my famous last words are, I never said that.
Right.
You're having a conversation with, and then she has what she articulated, or I'm sorry, interpreted what I said. She has interpreted what I said. It's hilarious what she's interpreted that I said. And then she responds to her own interpretation. So I say, you're having a conversation with yourself. She said, because you said, and here's what you're really wanting to do, because you really want, you expect me to, I'm like, babe, just go, I'm watching. I'm gonna just film it. So next time we have this conversation, we're just gonna play it back, Yes, absolutely. So this is, and I find that to be hilarious. So I always laugh when you do that. And she gets mad when I laugh.
Mrs. Bullets, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that, Mrs. Bullets?
It's true. He's so detailed, and he talks for a long time. So I go into my own thoughts at times, because it's like taking so long to get to the point that I start thinking about, what are you really trying to say?
That's a very valid point. I want you guys to really listen to that and pay attention to that, because we know as studies have been done that our attention spans as human beings are constantly decreasing. It's constantly decreasing. And it's like the last study said we almost have the attention span of a goldfish at this point. 3 to 5 seconds, like literally. Yeah. Like after 3 to 5 seconds, the mind starts to drift. So Mr. Woods, what she's saying, by you being so eloquent, and let me give you a compliment, man, you have the most amazing voice that I have ever freaking heard in my life. I don't know if you over there on the voice box or what, but totally amazing, right? And so what your wife is saying is, you're saying, I'm going to give you, I'm going to dot every I, I'm going to cross every T, I'm going to leave no stone unturned, so that you have no doubt about what I'm saying. But because you're so intricate and her attention span is so short, after about 30, 45 seconds, she starts creating her own interesting conversation with herself. Like, seriously, right? Because now she's going, what are he really trying to say? I bet this what he's saying. I bet this what he, right? And so she's no longer actively listening, right? And then when she articulates to you what she believes you said, you going, now where in the world did you get that from? Well, I got that because, I stopped listening about 3.5 minutes ago. Right. And so that can become challenging. And it's good that maybe you guys are able to joke with it and laugh with it, but that could potentially grow into a problem though, seriously. So guys, I just want you guys to be really, really careful about that, really mindful of that, because it could be a situation where the message is actually important. right? The situation is actually important, and you don't want that to be misconstrued and then it, go off on a tangent in a whole another area. Thank you for that. Mr. and Mrs. Patterson, I think you guys were wanting to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Jessica, I see how you was looking at my brother now. And then your sister on this end, she told me, you better not say nothing about me or I'm gonna knock you out.
And she just knocked him out.
Look.
Right, slapping him at the same time.
Look. No, I'm telling y'all, man, man, me and my brother Marlon are almost just alike, man. Just straight, diligent, and deliberate. What I know what I'm gonna say out my mouth, and how I know a person should take what I'm saying a certain way because of how I know I'm saying it.
Okay.
And it's just always back.
Yeah.
I be like, wait a minute, what?
Because I think the difference is sometimes we have to listen with our heart as well. Because sometimes when you're just listening, it's just like if he's listening to me say something, sometimes he takes it the wrong way because he's listening, but he's not really listening. He's not listening with his heart. Like he's not listening to actually get an understanding.
So am I able to verbatim play back what you tell me?
You're just listening
What?
so that he can say that he's right. That's
So
what it
listen.
is. If you want to get down to the bottom line, I am right. You are wrong.
Okay.
That's not what it always is, Doc. I'm telling you, bro.
I got you.
Look,
So
bro,
listen.
you know what it is, bro.
So listen, Michelle, listen. I want everybody to listen at the words, right? Listen at the words that she said, and it was very eloquent, right? She said, I listen with my heart. He doesn't listen with his heart. Now watch this. That is a key foundational difference between men and women communicating.
Well,
because women
get something mixed up then.
So now watch this. And listen, and this is where the wires get crossed, right here. Because the woman does listen and communicate with her heart. And y'all don't shoot me, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. Because women do listen and communicate with their hearts, which is left up to a bunch of interpretation, whereas men communicate more rationally, more matter-of-factly. Does that make sense? And so because the man simply goes A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, the woman typically goes, you're not listening to me. Yes, I am. You said A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. No, she doesn't want to hear you repeat it back verbatim. She doesn't want to hear you copy it back like a parakeet. She wants some emotion. She wants you to be her. She wants you to give it some and some oohs and some ahs. Listen, and because the woman, watch this, and because the woman doesn't really want to hear A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, all drill stylish, the message kind of gets lost. And so when a man, watch this, she said, he gonna say, I'm right, you wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. See, there we go to that matter of fact thing. He probably does that, right? He probably says, listen, I'm right, you're wrong. Because that's him getting back to that, well, he just wants to get to the foundation, just wants to get to the facts. And so here's the thing. We all sometimes we gotta come down, somebody's gotta come up, so we meet where? In the what?
In the middle.
In the middle. And guys, listen, you guys know we all come from cave men, cave women, right? So in that setting, who probably stayed back at the campfire?
The woman.
Would y'all agree with that? That the woman probably stayed back at the campfire? And what was the man out doing?
Hunting. He's out.
Everybody else besides my wife. What the men were out doing what?
Gathering food.
Providing.
Food. Hunting, providing. So let me ask you this. If the men are out hunting, are they talking or doing a lot of that? No. And the main reason they're not doing a lot of talking is because whatever they're hunting will hear them, correct? And run off. So that those men learn to, watch this, communicate at a bare minimum. Men, how many of y'all will admit that although all of us just met on this webinar tonight, all you guys just met me tonight on this webinar, men, that we could have a couple of conversations, but say maybe 5 to 10 words, but have a whole conversation, right? We can communicate with some nods. We can communicate with some eyebrows. We can communicate with, right? Because as men, we pick up on that. We know it's energy, it's vibration. But women, on the other hand, they gonna smile, girl, let me, you know, they, ooh, girl. So it's the emotion, it's the energy, because we communicate differently. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't say this, that men, it's a skill set that we have to learn. We do have to learn to start to listen with our hearts. Because I'll be honest with you, it's so many times my wife be talking and I'll just stop her in the middle of her set and say, baby, can you just tell me what you need me to do? Baby, can you just tell me where you want me to go? Baby, can you just tell me what you want me to pick up? Like she giving me the weather and, you know, her dad, and then, oh, by the way, I'm like, no, just what is it you want me to get from? So I've got to stop doing that, right? And I've got to take time to actually listen to her, to feel her, let her complete her thought, right? And then at the same time, I got to stop, as she would say, barking orders. Anybody ever kind of heard it? Just barking orders. You just telling me what you want me to do. And it's all out of love, but it's a skill set. Any other couples had some encode, decode miscommunications, interpretations?
Now, Doc, I think ours is more like a dissertation because of the line of work we both do, right? So, so we both listen in a very compassionate space because we absorb a lot from listening to our constituents, right? And so because of the work that we do, it precipitates over into our household. And so we always check and verify clarity. We always check and verify comprehension. And our dinners are like 5 to 6 hour conversations. And so that's why we schedule, you know, to go to the restaurant at 6 and we close it at 11:30. I mean, it's just what we do. And we find ourselves talking to our 7 children the same way. Talk to them. We speak in a manner in which they understand, and we check for clarity because they're young adults from ages between 15 and 27. So, so I think over a period of time, what we do professionally could also enhance, in terms of communication, enhance what we do, at least what I have discovered between Camilla and I.
Now, I will say this, though. If he was out with the cavemen back in the day, they'd be mad with him because he'd be talking. So everybody would be hungry.
I was trying to convince Bear. Come over here, Bear.
He's the over communicator.
Watch it.
It's in a good way. It's in a good way. I mean, I welcome it for sure. But just know that, you know, if he was one of the cavemen out hunting,
so he has no problem on conversation. Gotcha.
None.
But it also goes back to what I just said, and I agree with what you said. You said because of what you guys do professionally, it's helping you personally, which goes back to what I said earlier, that it's a skill set. Listening is a skill set. And most people, whether they're in a relationship or not, we don't listen to listen. We actually listen to respond. Does that make sense? And those are two totally different things. We don't really listen to listen. We listen to respond. We listen to rebut. We listen to arbitrate. We listen to get our point across. And that, again, can become daunting. That can get overwhelming. And depending on your personality type, one and or the other will just stop communicating at all, right? They're just going, you know what? It's your show. It's your thing. Why are you asking me? Why are you asking me? And I kind of, I'm manipulative sometimes. I'll admit that. Let's be transparent. Because I'll do my wife like that. I'll do like, in other words, I know, like Mr. Woods, I know what I want to eat, right? I know what I want. I know I want a steak tonight.
We won't go there. We're gonna leave that. You can just stop right there on that piece with the not knowing what to eat. She knows what the kids eat. I don't.
Okay.
But she asks me, what are we doing for dinner? I'm not the cook. She is. So when I make a selection, I don't want that. And then she's upset because I haven't figured out what we're going to eat for the night. And I'm like, you're the one hungry. What do you have a taste for? Can you somehow determine what you want to eat? What do you have a taste for? Let's start there. I don't know what I have a taste for. You know what? Just whatever you choose. And then when I choose it, she was like, you know, I don't like this place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I did, Mr. Woods, to combat that thing, because my wife would do that as well. So I know I want the steak. But she gonna probably have a problem with the steak, right? So I will purposely say something other than steak, right? Because it's like she kind of got this little mold. It's almost like the first two things I say gotta always be a no. I don't know what that is. So I say the thing that I really want for the third, because I think she's tired on the third thing. So the first thing I say, you want some chicken? No, we had chicken last night. Okay, that's my first no. Baby, you want some fish? Last time we had fish, it wasn't really that good. You know what? We might as well get a steak. I guess so. Let's try. But if I say steak first, that's one of my two things that's not gonna happen. So I've got that thing down. I just told my secret. Lord, I got to figure out me a new way to get steak. All right, anybody else?
I was just thinking that you told your secret. Now you're in trouble.
I told myself I've been too transparent on this webinar. Anybody else got some encode, decode things? Y'all are doing amazing. Anybody else encode, decode? It was interpreted wrong. I didn't really, but that's what I said, but that's not what I meant. Or that's what I said, but that's not what you heard.
I think one thing for us, and kind of to what Derek and Camilla were saying. So I work in on top of being a pastor, I'm a service executive. So I work in service as well. So I get yelled at for a living by hospital CEOs. So I have to interpret everybody's emotion and feeling and whatever else. But I've always been in service since I was like 16. So it's just like my nature to try to get, like, my daughters will tell you that I do clarity for a living. My job is to provide clarity. But one thing I had to learn early in our marriage that I used to say that was messing up the clarity of the words for my brothers is, like, I had to tell my wife, you have to listen to my words and not look at my face, right? Because my mind is going past where I'm talking and you're reading my face, which I haven't actually expressed what I'm thinking yet. Right. So that's why, like, Marla's looking, because, like, she, like, your face done went somewhere, like, that don't look like what he's saying. Nope. But a lot of times we're actually thinking beyond where we are. And so my wife would be like, because I would pause and I'm looking at her face and I'm like, your face don't match my words. But then I realized her face was matching my face. But, like, my words are behind my face. So she's, like, ahead of the, like, right. But, and that's when I was like, no, you can't look at my face. You got to pay attention to what I'm saying. And honestly, once we did that, it was a lot easier, because she was like, oh, like, you genuinely do mean what you say. And to tie to what you said before as well, we have to listen to, like, I realize that just women in general, right? They speak with intent and with feeling, and men try to hide our feelings in what we say. So, like, women aren't normally asking you what you think. They're asking you what you think and how you feel. And we only respond with half of what they're asking. When they're saying something, they're saying what they think and how they feel.
Right.
And then so we're just saying what we think, and then we look at them like they're crazy when they keep asking us, well, what do you mean? And they're asking you for more information because we're only communicating in half of the way that they do.
There you go. We're giving them the rational, the logical,
without the emotions.
That
was dope.
And they would, and to be honest with you, they would actually rather have the emotion. If they had to choose, you can only have one or the other. They would rather have your heart than your mind. And men are the opposite. We would probably rather have your mind than your heart. And again, that's why I say it's all a skill set, us learning to come together and meet in the middle. All right, guys, as we get ready to wrap this thing up, man, absolutely, totally amazing. Write this word down if you, whether you want to write it down physically or mentally, take a copious note. Relationship audit. Relationship audit.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when you hear the word audit, we think of three people, the I, the R, the S. All right, they'll come and do an audit. But couples, significant others, you should do a relationship audit. And we suggest that you do it at least twice a year, every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what and why we suggest a relationship audit. As human beings, we are always growing. We're always evolving.
Right.
Hopefully, prayerfully, always elevating. But sometimes we hold each other hostage. Watch this. We will hold each other hostage in the relationship by not allowing growth and change, or B, simply not recognizing. So here's what I mean on a simple level. When my wife and I first met, she told me that she loved roses. She like roses is her thing. She loves roses. And I took that to heart. I said, okay, this woman has let me know that she like roses. I'm gonna be the rose guy. And that's what I did. We would check into a hotel, she got roses. I would call to make a reservation at a restaurant. They say it's a special occasion. I lied, it says anniversary, need some roses, right? Because that's her thing. I always wanted her to have roses. Now, after I gave her roses for so long, at first it was, oh, baby, thank you. Oh, baby, these roses so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for my roses, baby. A little while later, that's nice. Thanks. A little while later, can you put them in some water for me? Does everybody see what was going on? Right? So then I tapped in. Hey, babe, let me ask you something. She said, what? I said, how do you feel about roses? They all right. I can live with them. I can live without them. See, that's the relationship audit. So now that she's updated me, I can take roses off my list. Does that make sense? She's changed. She's evolved. She's no longer into the roses. Now, if I didn't do that, now watch what happens if I don't tap in and do a relationship audit. Oh, we thank you for my roses. I'm feeling good. Oh, baby, these roses so pretty. I'm feeling good. Thank you for my roses. I'm feeling okay. Oh, you got me some more roses. I got a question mark. Oh, could you put them roses in some water for me? What you mean? Can I put the roses in the water for you? I don't went out and bought these. What you mean? I ain't asked you to buy me no. Now you see how it.
Mm-hmm.
When all we need is an emotional audit. When me and my wife first got together, I was not a touchy-feely person. I would give her the elbow. I would do the Heisman. It's hot, gone, stop touching me. That's enough. But watch this. In 2021, I'm a big old sugar crisp. I want them hugs. I want her to lay on my chest. I want to cuddle. And now she the one talking about it's hot. Get the sheet off. See how the roles are reversed?
Yes.
Right? But she wouldn't know that I want that hug now. She wouldn't know that I want to cuddle unless we've had the discussion and talked about it. Last thing, and then I'll turn it over to you guys. During your relationship audit, you have to take the information at face value. You cannot hold me hostage to something I've grown from.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Let's say I decide to stop eating steaks. Let's say I decide to become a vegan, right? I'm gonna let the meat go. My wife cannot hold me hostage and go, what you mean? You eat, boy, you used to eat a steak every other week. I used to have to hide the steaks from you. What you mean you don't want no steak? You'll be eating a steak tomorrow, talking about you vegan. Because he may have grown what? Accustomed to me eating steaks. And then me changing that up can be a shock to her system. Does that make sense? Right. So we can't, maybe you wanted your wife, your husband to read more, just using little examples, right? In the beginning of the relationship, I wish you would read more. I wish you would read more. I wish you would read more. And for whatever reason, it's just not reading season for them. But 2-3 years later, they want to read. You can't hold them hostage and go in there and snatch the book out their hand. What you doing? I know you won't want to read now. What? Right? No. Allow each other to grow. Don't hold each other hostage. And by all means, resist the temptation when arguing, because this sounds really nice, right? This sounds really nice at the end of an argument. You know, in the beginning of our relationship, we need to just try to get back to where we were. We need to try to get back to where we were. Really? How do we get back to when we was 20? How do we get back to when we started? Think about that. On the surface, it sounds great, but is that realistic, right? We weren't thinking the same at 20 as we are at 30, the same at 40 as we were when we were 30. We didn't have as many kids back then, right? We maybe didn't have the degree that we have now. We didn't have the responsibilities. So resist that temptation to say, hey, let's get back to where we were. No, we don't need to get back to where we were. We need to strengthen where we are. Does that make sense? We need to strengthen where we are. We need to gain the skill set, right, to assess and reassess where we are and not be afraid to go and grow with one another. Y'all talk to me. Any questions, comments, observations about anything you've seen or heard on tonight? We're here for you. Let's talk about it.
Can I ask a question, guys?
Absolutely.
This is a very interesting platform, and I believe that married couples all over need exactly what we're getting now, and I believe that they need it often. So my question would be, how often could we, do this platform? How often can we do these marital counseling sessions? Because I see them as marital counseling sessions. I see them as, meet and greet. I see them as, building, iron sharpening iron. I see them as all of the above, and it's healthy. I mean, just within this hour, man, dude, this has been awesome. I would love to do this once a week. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. You got my vote. When Miss Jacqueline brought this up to me, my wife and I were definitely on board, because 3 times a year prior to COVID, Mr. Patterson, 3 times a year, we would meet couples all over the country, and it would be 30 couples, right? So that's 60 people, and we would have these 5-star cabins or 6-star cabins, and everybody would be under the same roof. We would have a chef on the premise. You wouldn't have to cook. The only thing you had to do was just clean your room. And we would have intensive boot camps, right, with just couples. And I mean, it is amazing what you learn from each other and with each other. And a lot of times we say that when we get married, we become one. And again, that sounds great, but it's actually not a true statement, right? That's in theory. Because at the end of the day, there's you, me, and then us. Does that make sense? If it's that triangle, you, me, and then the foundation is us. I can't take away a me, the thing falls down. I can't take away you, the thing falls down. There's no us. And so my wife and I will definitely make ourselves available. I agree, whether we want to do it once a week, once a month now. And again, now when we're talking about from the Our Point of View talk show, I'm just a humble servant. I'm going to do whatever Miss Jacqueline, says, we can do and is allowable. But, again, whatever we need to do to get it done, because a lot of times we don't have a healthy place as couples, and especially Black couples. Let's just be honest. We don't have a healthy place that we can come and talk. And I've got some pastor friends, and I think a couple of you guys are pastors. And so let me just say this to you. I had never thought about this way until one of my pastor clients said this to me on one of our retreats. He came to me crying like a baby. And I said, what's going on, Pastor? He said, man, I just want to thank God, and I want to thank you for this platform. And I said, okay, thank you, because we're in a cabin. And he said, this is the only place that I can come, let my hair down, be human, and it's okay. He said, if I tell, and I'm not a pastor, so again, I'm just relaying to you what he said. He said, as a pastor, I can't go tell other pastors what's really going on with me. They'll end up trying to take my flock. And he said, I can't let the flock know what's really going on with me because they see me as superhuman. And if they see me equal to them or less than them, they won't listen to me. And that broke my heart to know that a man or a woman can be in such a place where they've got to have the aura of perfection. That is a heavy burden. That is a heavy burden to bear. And so from my wife and I to you guys, pastors or not, we're here for you. You guys can get our information, cell phone number, website, et cetera, you know, from Ms. Jacqueline or Here Now. We're here for you. We operate under CFR Part 45, confidential federal regulation. What you stays with us, unless you're talking about hurting yourself or somebody else. Other than that, right, it's with us. And as people in relationships, and y'all can help me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a harder thing to do on the planet, because tongue and teeth are in the same mouth and they don't get along all the time. You done bit your tongue before. And tongue and teeth in the same mouth don't get along all the time. And we're talking about bringing two separate individuals, right? Two different backgrounds, two different thought processes, two different experiences, y'all, and we bring that together. I don't think there's a more difficult thing on the planet to do. And by the same token, I don't think there's a more beautiful thing on the planet to do. I don't think there's a more powerful thing on the planet to do. And I believe that's why the enemy attacks relationships the way that relationships are attacked. Nothing comes under scrutiny like a relationship, especially that of marriage. Nothing comes under attack like that. It's okay to do, say, be anything you want, except a happily married Black couple. Now see if I'm lying. Now, me and my wife, now I'm married, ring and all. And somebody told me and my wife, we were showing too much PDA. And I guess I'd be living under a rock because I didn't know what PDA was. I thought about some electronic gadget or some PDA. Public display of affection. I said, wow. I said, a married couple can show too much public display of affection?
You're going to be mad at me.
But when it came down to being doing this alternative lifestyle stuff, nothing's wrong with that. And if I say something about that, I can go to jail. I can catch a charge. I can get sued. But y'all, that's our time. We love you guys like play cousins. We appreciate each and every one of you. It has been a plum pleasing pleasure, a treat and a treasure. More than that, a privilege to be on the Our Point of View talk show with you.
Man, y'all give it up to Doc and Winter. Give it up, 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 give it up.
Thank you all.
Listen, this is and for our Point of View audience. You had the opportunity to witness 8 couples at different spectrums along the relationship. And we will continue to do this. We've been focusing on, again, like I said in the opening of the show, about relationships. We know the power in relationships. And we had the women only show, we had the men only show, and now we got the couple show. And there is a demand for this. And I would say these 3 things before you hear the music, that marriage is just like, and I appreciate Doc saying it. When he said relationship audit, marriage requires a tune-up. I don't care if you are a BMW or a Rolls Royce. Don't get that vehicle tuned up and see what happens. You need a tune-up. And this, I'm with you, Brother Patterson, that this was a tune-up, right? Dialogue, having fun. We were just cracking up over here, watching all the nonverbal and the smiles and like the nods. I mean, it was just great. But every relationship needs a tune-up, number one. Number two, what Camilla and I do, we use the U version, and we have devotion. What better way for a man and a woman to strengthen covenant with God is through devotion. And so we use the U version. They have some awesome marriage plans and devotion. And then number three, and finally, iron sharpens iron. And I appreciate Doc, what Patterson was saying. I appreciate this evening. And when you think about our point of view, we are a platform to help enlighten those who need light, to encourage those who need encouragement, and to give hope where there's despair. And so you all continue to stay tuned. We're going to have more of these. Share this video. You know how things go viral. Let this go viral right here. Let this go viral where you see Black excellence and Black love, right? And let this be a testament for others. We record this for a reason. And again, to Doc and Winter and to all the couples tonight, man, we love you.
Y'all are amazing.
We love you. We love you. And we're going to do this again. Y'all know Jacqueline. Y'all know Jacqueline. She's going to watch. She's watching right now. Jacqueline's an awesome executive producer, and she's already looking at the calendar right now when we're going to do this again. But prayerfully, this bless someone, touch someone, and everything that you heard this evening was our point of view.